In this video, we're going to deep dive into a topic that keeps a lot of you, professionals, remote workers, awake at night. How the Italian tax agency, the Agenzia delle Entrate, finds out if you're a tax resident in Italy, even if you never officially declared it. For too long, fairy tales have been told about Italian tax residency. Many believe that simply staying under the 103 days is enough to avoid becoming a tax resident. Others think that if they do not register at the local anagrafe, they are invisible to the tax authorities. We are here to tell you that these assumptions can lead to financial devastating consequences. The Agenzia delle Entrate is far more sophisticated than most people realize. They have a framework of information and tools in their repertoire that allow them to identify individuals who are effectively tax residents regardless of their declared status. So, how do they do it? Well, it's a combination of domestic laws, international agreements, and keen eye on the digital footprint. First, let's understand the core of the Italian tax residency law. Italy considers you as a tax resident until proven otherwise for the majority of the year, meaning that for more than 103 days, you are registered to the anagrafe, which is the Italian population registry, or your habitual abode is in Italy for more than 6 months. That means that you actually live, even if you're not officially registered here. This could be where your family lives, where your children go to school, where you spend most of the time, or basically if for the majority of the year, your center of interest is in Italy. And this is a broad concept that includes your personal economic ties. Think about where your spouse and children live, where your primary social activities are, where your main economic interests are located, such as investments, business activities, or even where you have a long-term rental contract. The Agenzia delle Entrate does not rely on just what you tell them. They gather data from several sources. Think about the information exchange between countries. Italy has long-term loyal agreements for sharing financial information, such as the Common Reporting Standard, the CRS, or the FATCA with the United States. If you have bank accounts, investments, or in general other financial assets abroad, and those financial institutions report to the local tax authorities, that piece of information can be shared with Italy if you identified a potential tax resident here. They also have cross-reference data from public and private databases. For example, if you rent an apartment long-term or short-term, the rental contract is registered, and this registration creates a record. Utility bills in your name for electricity, gas, internet are also registered and linked to an address. If you have a car registered in Italy or local mobile phone contract, or even subscription to local services to Amazon, all these details leave a trail. They can even look at your flight data, although this is more complex, usually used more in significant investigations. Let's meet Maria. Fake name. She's a remote marketing consultant for the United States. She loves the Italian culture. She decides to spend more time here, and she lives and moves to Verona. She finds a beautiful apartment. She signs a 1-year lease for $1,000 per month. Maria plans to travel a lot, so she makes sure she will spend less than 103 days in Italy in any given tax year. She never registered with the anagrafe, thinking this will keep her safe from Italian tax obligation. Her family remains in the US, and she keeps her US bank accounts open, receiving $80,000 annual income there. She pays utility bills for her apartment in Italy from her US bank account, which is linked to the Italian address. For a couple of years, everything seems fine. Maria enjoys her life, travels. She keeps on working remotely. And then, 2 years later, she receives a letter from the Italian Revenue Agency. It's an assessment for unpaid taxes, penalties, and interest for over $45,000. Maria is shocked. She never registered. She was careful about the days. How could this happen? Here's how the Agenzia delle Entrate discovered Maria. First, rental contract registration. Her 1-year rental contract was legally registered with the Agenzia delle Entrate, and this immediately flagged her position as having a presence in Italy. Utility bills. The utility companies report to the tax authorities, and her consistent payment of electricity, gas, internet bills at the same Italian address for an extended period of time indicates her habitual abode in Italy. And then, the last one, the financial information exchange. Even though her income was in the United States, her US bank account was used to pay Italian expenses, and the US has information exchange agreement with Italy. And this could flag transactions that indicate a presence in Italy. So, even though Maria spent less than 103 days physically in Italy, her center of interest, a long-term rental, utility payments, shows that she was established here. Italy considered her a tax resident, meaning her worldwide income of 80,000 was taxable in Italy. So the 40,000 bill included roughly 24,000 in unpaid income taxes, plus penalties for non-declaration and interest for late payment. Maria learned a very expensive lesson. Physical presence is just one factor. Legal economic ties are equally, if not more crucial. Now let's meet David. He's an online entrepreneur. He's an Italian citizen who lived and worked in the UK for 10 years and ran a very profitable UK limited company, generating around 150,000 in profit. He decides to move back to Italy to be closer to his old parents. He finds an apartment, he registers with the Anagrafe, and he sets up his file in Italy. However, he keeps his UK company active, believing that since it's a UK entity, the profits are just taxable in the UK. And he uses his Italian bank account just for personal expenses, but channels all business income through his UK company's bank account. For a few years, David operates this way. He pays UK corporate taxes and sees no issue. One day, he received a detailed request for information from the Agenzia delle Entrate, following with a note. The outcome is a tax assessment that estimates Italian corporate tax and its UK company's profits, personal income tax on distributions, and fines. Total due 80,000. David is shocked. How did they know about his UK company? Well, easy. Anagrafe registration. His official registration as a resident in Italy was the first clear signal. They immediately put him under the Italian tax jurisdiction for his worldwide income. Then the center of interest. His return to Italy meant his primary family ties, his main home, and his daily life were now firmly established in Italy. And now they are talking about the control foreign company rules and the permanent establishment. If an Italian resident controls a foreign company that generates passive income or operates in low tax jurisdiction, Italy can possibly get and tax the profits of that foreign company directly as an Italian tax resident. So since David was the key decision maker, he was operating from Italian soil, that means the UK company should have been filing taxes in Italy as well. And then international bank transfer. Even if he kept business funds separate as much as possible, the regular transfer of a personal funds from his UK company to his Italian bank account for his living expenses will raise flags and show a connection between those two. The 80,000 tax bill for David included both undeclared corporate taxes in Italy for the 150,000 profits. This example highlights that even if you have foreign entities, your personal residency in Italy can bring those entities under the Italian tax radar. These examples are not meant to scare you, but to educate you. The Italian tax system is complex, but it is something you can navigate with the right knowledge and guidance. The Agenzia delle Entrate is not out to get anyone unfairly, but they are increasingly effective at identifying undeclared tax residency. The key takeaway is tax residency is determined by facts, not just by your intentions or your thoughts or assumptions. Your official registration, your habitual abode, your center of interest are the three pillars that define your tax status in Italy. And every action, every contract, every financial tie leaves digital blueprint. So, what should you do? Well, Let's start with understand your actual tax residency status. Do not guess. If you have significant ties to Italy, whether it's a long-term rental, utility bills, a family member living here, or business activity managed from Italy, you need to assess your situation carefully right away. And if you're an Italian tax resident, declare your worldwide income. Italy taxes its resident on their global income regardless of where it's earned. This includes salaries, remote work income, passive income, rental income for properties abroad, foreign investments, profits, and so on. Most important, seek professional guidance. International tax law is a highly specialized field. What might be simple in one country can be incredibly complex in another. We have spent years helping thousands of expats, entrepreneurs, family members navigate these exact changes, ensuring they are compliant and they can avoid costly mistakes. Remember, foresight is always cheaper than a good one. Do not wait for the letter of the Agenzia delle Entrate to confirm your tax residency. Take proactive steps now to understand your obligation and ensure you're fully compliant. Your financial peace of mind is worth it.
At Studio Rigo, we provide world-class tax and financial guidance for expats and international professionals in Italy. We don't just help you stay compliant. We craft strategic tax solutions tailored to high-level individuals who demand precision and expertise. If you are serious about optimizing your tax position, visit our website or connect with us on social media. We work with those who value excellence, and we look forward to assisting you. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.